Why you left? Why you left? I know that he left your side.
Hello you guys, welcome back to another vlog. I am very excited for today's video because it is my favorite time of year. It's back to school season and slowly getting into fall. You guys know that I am graduated and I'm not going back to school this year, but I know many of you guys are, so I thought it'd be fun to do a little back to school prep and kind of how I am getting ready for the back to school season, even though I'm not going back to school. I feel like especially for post grads, if this is your first year not going back to school, it definitely can be a kind of weird and difficult time or transition period, especially if you loved school and love the energy of just going back to school shopping, getting a new planner. I know that is definitely me, and I'm feeling not FOMO because I'm not going to miss the stress of school like once that exam period and season comes around, but that like first kind of getting excited for a new planner, planning your courses, I know I'm going to miss that. So I'm kind of getting ready for the back to school season without going back to school. I'm gonna do a lot of my favorite back to school activities. We're gonna go get a new planner, do some new supply shopping, and overall just like prep and kind of get that vibe without actually going back to school. And obviously if you are going back to school, I am going to be showing kind of the things that I used to do. I also thought it would be fun to kind of just chat about my tips for back to school season, because obviously as someone who's been through university, I'm a little bit knowledgeable on what it is like to go through the school system. But we are going to go head out and go shopping right now, get a new planner, maybe do a little bit of clothing shopping, but definitely going to head to Indigo. I'm 99% sure I'm probably going to come home with some books besides a planner. I think just the mall at this time of year just is so much fun and has a good buzzy energy. So let's head out, let's get this video started. I hope you guys enjoy this little back to school prep, but also just kind of prepping for a new season and new semester of life. First up, outfit of the day, of course. We are calling this my cool girl back to school outfit because this is what I should have been wearing. The key to always looking put together is some good staple gold jewelry, but I'm just wearing this little high neck open back tee. She is stunning, and then high-waisted faded denim jeans from Revolve. This is the little look for today. She's classy, she is cute, definitely something I would have worn to like my first day of classes or just like fall semester classes in general. We love a little staple but statement tee with a simple jeans and like a sneaker. It is not a back to school haul without a little trip to Muji. I am am back from my little shopping outing, but before we do a haul, I actually just got a huge order in from Tiiu, and a big thank you to Tiiu for partnering with me on today's video. The back to school season and this kind of like new transition period is the perfect time to spice up your spaces, and currently all of the prints that are in my house actually are Tiiu, so I love all of them, but it's time for some fresh and new ones. If you guys are unfamiliar with Tiiu, they offer Scandinavian prints and frames that are super popular and trendy. Think all of the prints that you have seen on Pinterest, and the prints that you find on Tiiu are only available there. They also offer worldwide shipping and express shipping to the US from their US warehouse that is approximately 2 to 4 days. So if you're looking for some art to spice up your spaces, or also their college dorm kits are amazing. I obviously live in a pretty small apartment, and Tiiu is perfect for decorating and designing and just curating your smaller space. Tiiu's prints also arrive super quick, so if you're on a little bit of a time crunch, this is the perfect time to order because they will be here in time for back to school and for you to take to your dorm or just spice up your space a little bit for this new season like I'm doing as well. But you guys can use my code Tiiu for 45% off prints and then 10% off frames. Tiiu is also continuously updating their designs and their prints because they have an in-house design team, so I love that you can always find new and fresh things and you'll always find what you're looking for because they have such good variety. So with that being said, let me show you guys some of the prints that I got, and then I'm going to put them in the frames that I got, and we're going to spice up my office, but also I have a spot in front of my TV that I've been wanting to put some frames and prints for a while, so I'm excited to kind of bring in some new color and just like newness for this season. First up, and I think this is so on brand, but I got this espresso print and it's green. You guys know my favorite color is green. Also, all of the prints that I got are a little bit more colorful. I feel like the ones that I have right now, I love them, but they're all very neutral, and I've been wanting to add a little bit more color to my spaces. So I got a lot of like greens and blues. I got this abstract blue one, and then another, I feel like I got a lot of abstract ones just because that's what I am preferential to, but got this. And then this green Flora one. And then I got this one that just says there's no place like home. And then another text one that says choose a happy life. I just got these two smaller green ones as well because as you can see, I kind of went with a green theme so that I can kind of collage them if I'm putting some up. I feel like there's this big wall behind me that I might do like a photo wall collage of prints at some point, but I'm going to put up some of these prints now. Alright, let's get into the little haul. First thing is first, I grabbed two new Muji pens. I just got a black and a blue one, and I always get them in the 0.5 size. I have just always found that this is the perfect like ballpoint size for good writing. It's not too big, it's not too small, like it's just for my style of writing has always worked. So I just grabbed a new black and a blue because I find that those are the colors that I use the most, and I knew I didn't have a current backup and I'm almost out, so we grabbed that. Next up, my planner for this year is this 2023-2024 one from Indigo. I was honestly a little bit disappointed by Indigo's planners this year. A lot of the covers were just very busy, non-aesthetic, like very geared towards, I want to say, children. Honestly, as a university student, there was not many there that the covers were like simple enough that I would want to take, or just like pretty. Like they were all they felt very childish. And then the covers that I did like, I didn't love the spreads inside, so this is what we're working with right now. But this one is a Pierre Belvedere one. I've never used this brand of planner before. I used the same planner from Indigo for the past 2 years, but all of the covers this year were just super, super bright colors or just ugly, and I was really disappointed. They also increased the prices a little bit, so that planner now is just like, I feel like not worth the price, where this one was $20, so not too bad. But the spreads just look like this. So they have the weekly spread, so a little bit of space for each day, and then smaller Saturday and Sunday, obviously. And then a little to-do list in the corner. I feel like I'm gonna end up having a to-do list journal alongside with this, just because this doesn't have all the spreads that I want. But what I did actually like is at the beginning of each month, it has this layout, which has quite a bit on it. So it's got like some goals for the month, workout tracking, some task tracking, appointments for the month, bills for the month, and then just some other like monthly reminders, which we'll see how I use because my previous planner didn't have these, but definitely is useful and helpful. I also like that it's a little bit smaller. I feel like my planner for the last few years was like an 8x11 paper size, and this is more like, I feel like 8x6, which is just a nicer size to carry around, which as a student you always have like other notebooks or textbooks, and so you don't want like a huge bulky planner to carry around, so this is definitely a good size as well. The next thing that I picked up, definitely a little bit more businessy and less studenty, but I'm in love. It is this file folder. I don't even want to say file folder, but like folder situation. My like organization brain is screaming because for the last little bit I will just like shove random pens and my planner and my notebooks that I need and my laptop in its sleeve and then in a tote bag, and this is gonna make me so organized. I love that it's got section for pen here, but then I can also like wrap up chargers and stick them in here, and it does have a sleeve for a laptop. I think my laptop's probably a bit too big to fit in here, but it will definitely fit my iPad, which is really nice. And then just a bunch of other sections that I feel like will be really useful when I go work outside of the house, whether it's like a co-working space or a coffee shop. This is just gonna help organize me so much, and it's my nude simple color. There's no writing on it, and I'm honestly just obsessed. So I think my top tip when it comes to looking for a planner for your new semester, or even just like for your year in general, whether you're a student or not, is finding spreads that work for you. Because when the layout is just non-functional or just has so much space and you don't end up using all that space, like it's kind of a waste of your money. So definitely finding what planner works for you is a little bit of trial and error. I love having ones that have like a built-in to-do list. I feel like just having everything all in one is so nice. So this is a little bit annoying for me to have to use a planner plus a notebook, but that is my little supplies haul. As a side note, I picked up a little Bio-Raw salad bowl for lunch. This is the Built one, and if you've been around here since last year, you know that I was literally obsessed with the Bio-Raw bowls. I had them for lunch for like a good 2 weeks straight, and I haven't had one in so long, so I picked this up and I'm gonna toss it up for lunch.
If you're down for that, I won't let us in. And around the back, that's around the back. See not where you stand. No, I'm up with that. 11 out of 10 like spinal tap. Start something with your mind that. Got time for that. You know. Back out, they so cold. Got me glad that I know the way to go. Like, oh, that's how it goes. This way, that way, cause you never know. This about us, it's about us. Don't you worry, it's okay what they say. Don't let it to me. Show you love, show you right. Show you love, show you right.
We are slowly getting back into routine. So this morning I went and did an early morning workout. I think that is such a big thing when you're getting ready for back to school, because you've kind of been slacking off during the summer, maybe don't really have a regular routine, so kind of finding your groove again. But I thought I'd give you guys another uni outfit inspo. Honestly, I love cargo skirts, and I wish I had had some when I was actually in school, because I would have worn them all the time. They're so comfy and easy to just throw on, and You can never go wrong with a little sandwich method outfit. So if you don't know, the sandwich outfit method is just like matching typically your top to your shoes, but in this case I have the white socks, so kind of have a little stacking moment going on there. But I'm actually heading out because I want to go start up my planner and like fill it out. So we're going to go work at a coffee shop and then also like sit down and go through my planner. Typically when I did this, I would also then go through my courses and time block in every single day where my courses would be, like what classes I had, and just like input any info that if profs had uploaded stuff to courses and classrooms, now would be the time that I would typically do that as well. I'm back from my little coffee shop work morning, and I thought to finish up today's video, we would chat some of my tips for having a successful semester and just like kind of getting through school successfully. As someone who has obviously gone through the university system and finished successfully, I do have quite a few tips, and you guys were always asking me for study tips, school tips, productivity tips. First up is get a head start. I cannot stress this highly enough. When you first start the semester, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of work to do, but things pile up really quickly, and profs tend to squish due dates at like the midterm season, and you'll have a bunch of tests and assignments and everything kind of due all at once. So it becomes really easy to get behind on all of your readings when due dates start to pile up. But if you get a head start at the beginning of semester and keep up to date with your readings and even read like ahead or do work and assignments ahead, start early, it just is so much easier, and you will be able to manage not only your stress but your course load so much better if you like get on top of things right when the semester starts. I know that's really hard to do, especially as you're coming out of the summer season and you're just not really in a groove yet, but trust me, for the long term of your semester, it will be so much better. Next is finding what actually works for you. I could give you a million study tips and they may or may not work for you because everybody learns differently, everybody studies differently, everybody's brain functions differently. So it really is a trial and error in finding what works for you best. Personally, I always went to class. I'm both an auditory and visual learner, so actually listening to the lectures, being engaged and paying attention while also taking my notes helped my memory, and then I would go home and rewrite all of my notes and read them aloud to myself and read them over all the time. So the way that my brain worked and how studying worked best for me was a lot of memorization and a lot of both visual and auditory memory cues, and also linking info to stuff that I already knew or just making connections that way. Some people love flashcards, some people just like reading off the slides. Like, you really need to find what works for you and how you will best study and use your time. Another tip is that if you are going to class, actually be present, because that is your time to learn. If you're on your phone or distracted, there's no point of you actually going to class because it's just kind of a waste of your time. You could be using that to study more proactively or productively. So if being in the lecture hall or being in class doesn't actually work for you and isn't actually helpful, honestly don't go, because there's no point of you being there and wasting your hour, 2-hour lecture sitting on your phone if you're not getting anything out of that lecture. My next tip is to organize and manage your time wisely. Most profs will give you the syllabus and all of your assignment, test, exam dates at the beginning of the semester, I would always within the first week sit down and write down all of my assignment due dates, test due dates, homework due dates in both my planner and my iCal. So I had not only a physical like reminder, but also like my phone would ping like a week before and 2 days before tests and assignments, because sometimes profs don't announce or don't remind the class that you have a test until a few days before, depending on how many times a week you have that class. So definitely remind yourself when your exams are coming up and study accordingly. Another thing that I used to love doing, and I still do now even though I'm not in school, to help me manage my time is time blocking. So whether you're doing this time block in your physical planner or just on your digital calendar, I would time block out tasks in my day, and sometimes even like down to the minute of like, this is when I'm eating breakfast, this is my travel time when I have to leave the house and go to campus, this is class 1, I'm gonna study from here from this time to this time, and then I have class 2, and then I have travel time back home, then I'm gonna go to the gym, and basically just quite literally schedule every single part of my day to help me manage my time and see where I'm either losing time, where I can use time more effectively, and also when I have a little bit of downtime to relax. Because that's another thing too, is I would actually also schedule in like more of my downtime. That way I can see like, okay, if I've studied for 6 hours this day, I'm going to take the evening off and like use that as mental de-stress and like recoup time, which is my next point of you have to find balance, because you cannot be your highest performing self or best student if you are consistently stressed out, if you're not getting enough sleep, and overall if you're just not finding balance in your life. I did so much better in school when I started implementing more balance in my life, and that would be like taking some evenings off, going to the gym and working out consistently. Getting more physical activity actually does also boost your brain functioning, so that's a big thing as well. But overall, just finding more balance, whether it's hanging out with friends over studying, sometimes just doing a little bit of studying in your day and then getting a little bit of balance as well is super important for your functioning. And also getting enough sleep. I cannot stress this enough. You can study for 12 hours in the day up until 2, 3 a.m. But if you're getting 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, your brain is not going to retain that. So those hours of studying kind of amount to nothing, because your brain actually isn't soaking up the knowledge and information because you're not giving it enough rest and consolidate all of the information that you learned. That being said, those are kind of my top tips when it comes to having a good semester and just like being a well-rounded and good student overall. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm wishing you all a good back to school season. I know I'm going to be missing it a little bit this year, so live it up and enjoy it. Like, school goes by so fast. I honestly still don't really know how I'm done university, and I know everyone says this all the time, but literally like school years fly by, and so enjoy your time of being a student. Go to all the libraries, explore all the spaces, because soon enough you'll be done and you'll be out of it. So enjoy it while you have it and enjoy it while you can. And yeah. But on a side note, if you are not in school, or even if you are in school, my wedding series is going to be starting soon. I have a few episodes kind of ready and on the go. So I'm very excited to finally be starting the wedding series. We've been doing a lot of wedding planning and then the engagement party and stuff as well. I'm so excited. So I know that's totally random and has nothing to do with school, but stay tuned for that. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. If you're down for that, sweet love, sweet love.